The Private Life of the American Death Penalty, the Last Face You'll Ever See. By focusing on the men who actually throw the switch for us, explodes the fiction of execution as a detached medicalized procedure, makes us confront starkly our own complicity in the act of state-sanctioned killing. This is one terrific book, Out on the Ragged Fringe. See if there's any pictures in this thing. The peculiar institution of the American executioner, death belt, Florida to Texas, Louisiana, the expulsion of taboo, Mississippi gas chamber, making of a modern executioner, randomness. It looks like the most interesting chapter so far. Making of reluctant executioner. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, chapter 5, page 99. That's what I want to look at. It says, have you ever thought about changing jobs? Okay, where's 99? Donald Hocutt had been looking for a feeling of that kind when he saw parchments classified for guard jobs. 75. Called the penitentiary. One inmate was visible, but Hocutt didn't realize what he was at first. A new man who had arrived before the shift change. Let's see. And stood there the first hour of Hocutt's shift, unchained and unwatched. Handcuffs didn't exist at MSU. There was no money for them. A horrible smell, half chemical, half institutional, hit Hocutt as he walked the MSU's full length the first time. On a rare excursion outside class, gathered that work at Parchment would not necessarily happen according to the rules and procedures he had been taking notes on. Scrimmages, wooden stoop of the camp house. What? The ball went over the fence. Go home, asshole. Awarded an inmate's lawsuit over the use of Black Annie, a hard leather strap, roughly a cross between a blackjack and a barber's strop. Strop, I better look it up, S-T-R-O-P. Had been wielded remorselessly. Okay. I'm looking for the part where it tells about maybe his first time attending an execution. Farm's first panoptic building. first immediately recognizable as a prison facility. Let's see. A man called Top Cat had landed in the MSU a few weeks before Hokut started. He was only in for strong-armed robbery, but he was a genuine tough guy. He had fought the short course even after 2 additional guards came into the bullpen and hadn't missed a chance to spit, throw waste, and yell obscenities. Hokut's first order was to join 3 other guards in talking Top Cat out of his kennel. At dinner time, the guards were issued fireman coats, boots, and hats from the office. Scotch tape to the number of the cell they were drawn for. Prescription pills or vials. Okay. So far, this is telling about him being a guard in there. He must have been a guard in the on death row or something. So, this is probably the kind of book that Stephen King read for background on his The Green Mile. Written from the perspective of guards. Oh, here we go. Hokut's first encounter with near-lethal violence at Parchment came 6 weeks after he started at MSU. 12 men on B Pier had rioted. It was difficult logistically. It was a difficult logistical task deciding how to pair them off so they wouldn't rape or kill each other. 2 inmates refused to cooperate. Kicking and swinging. Two men sat at the counter eating chicken. Move over, Hokut told them, and get me a sack of chicken and be quick about it. Instead, one of them punched his face. Sounds like, then 2 grabbed him by the elbow and a leg. Sounds like he's pretty mouthy in there. Yeah, but the guy went down and Hokut took a roundhouse kick. See, sometimes the guards are just as rough as the inmates, which is the kind of person they want in there. Okay, well, pranks like that could land a guard in federal court. See, another murderer on A Tier, Dan got drunk on a buck one Saturday when he knew that visitors would be, opened the gas chamber's big submarine door, strapped him in and agreed to forget about him until the sun went down. He was sober when they went back for him and shook and mumbled so much he had to be carried. Sounds like they locked him in the electric chair as a prank. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, you know what? I'd say this is kind of a fun book, but it's not a book I want to spend a whole lot of time studying. His mouth formed words, I love you, Rogers looked at him quizzically. Apparently, Cabana hadn't said, "Do it," out loud. "Do it," he screamed. The lever dropped with its grating noise. Okay.